a seminar on media called In Search of a Responsible Media, Freedom of Speech, Right to Information, and Marketing Dynamics.
I welcome you all to the American Center, and I'm delighted we're able to organize this seminar today in association with NSHM Institute and Media Communication, immediately following President Obama's signature of the Daniel Pearl Freedom of the Press Act last week.
It's a special occasion for NSHM Institute of Media and Communication. This is the second time that we are partnering American Center in organizing such an event.
How has this media transformed, and what are the challenges which are there ahead? And in these surroundings, how is the media going to be responsible? Who is responsible?
Are you aware that media companies would deliberately not publish any negative news about that particular company because it has a vested interest in that company's share going up in the stock market, whether it deserves or not?
Here comes the question of responsible journalism and irresponsible journalism. What is responsible for me may be responsible for you. So it is something which is qualitative, which is subjective, what is because now, ever since I have been in the media, we've all been searching for the responsible journalist.
The best and the worst critic of media is media itself. And I think that's the best thing about India, and that's the best thing about Indian journalism. There is still a lot of room for openness, there's a lot of room for debate. We are among the two fastest growing economies of the world. And I think most of us are proud that we are here in India because we are freer.
We talk about the media, it is a business. They're not in the business of just losing money, let's be honest. That's no longer the case. It used to be. The news people, we used to call them in the United States the red-headed stepchild of the, which is completely not politically correct, but that's what we used to say, of the television business, because it was the shows that people would like to watch, the soap operas.
Well, I remember as a young journalist covering Operation Black Thunder in the Golden Temple in 1988. And it was the first time that the government invited journalists to come and see what they were doing, just to dispel the kind of information that had gone out after Operation Blue Star.
We used to depend on super editors and journalists to tell us what we needed to know. But now, since the world has opened up, we have a plethora of choice, and we can go to whoever we want to go to seek the point of view that we want. This is, of course, as was said earlier, not always a good thing, because very often there's a lot of slander, there's a lot of malicious rumors and gossip, and you really need to know what to pick and what to leave out.
The role of CNN in the Iraq war, and there was no way of getting other information, etc. It was only because the US Army invited Christiane Amanpour to take part in the drive that the reporting took place. Was whatever was shown to her by the US Army. She had no way to go anywhere else because she was using the armored trucks of the US Army to do the live coverage.
You bring up a good point about covering wars. Look at the Iraq War now. How do reporters get into Kandahar? How do they find out where the front line is? They can't go walking themselves.
When we talk of television news channels, when we talk of experts, especially political experts, their opinion seems to be, following a particular shade of political opinion. You can almost decide that, this half is polarized on that particular political opinion, and this half is polarized on the other half of political opinion. So how far do you think that it goes with your idea of credibility, both for the print media and for the television media?
People want to hear, journalists talking about it from their individual perspective, even if there is a political slant in that position.
Huge amount of content is generated on the general web media. So whether any kind of thinking is going on, how to regulate this content regulation framework, whether we kind of thinking of like that.
The idea of having a regulator for content, I think, is not a particularly wise decision. Rather, some of our esteemed panelists earlier had talked about self-regulation. If that can be done in a conciliatory manner, I think that would be a better way of addressing the issue.
So nice that this can work out. There is a bit of an echo, so hopefully your moderator has mentioned I'm a part of the Pew Research Center, which is an organization here in the U.S. that is sort of like a fact tank in that we do a lot of research and aggregating information and data on a number of different areas,